Well, Happy New Year, everybody. We are back to cooking. We are back to filming, and we're back to RV life. So we have moved. Everything has been fixed that was wrong when we had the little snafu on the road with the tire. And this is our first RV cooking episode for 2025. So sit back and enjoy, and there'll be more coming your way. Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. This recipe was a new recipe for us, a one-pot chicken. It had a fantastic taste. So the first thing you do in a medium bowl is combine the broth, tomato paste, ground black pepper, oregano, salt, and garlic. You mix this well and you set it aside. I will have a link to all the recipes in this video in the description box below that will show you the recipe ingredients and amounts and how to make it. Now I've put the oil in the skillet and we're dipping the chicken into our breadcrumbs. We're going to put them in the skillet over medium-high heat, and we're going to saute the chicken in the oil for about 2 minutes per side or until it is lightly browned. I am spraying my chicken with a little oil if the breadcrumbs aren't sticking, and you can do the same. Now we're turning them over. We want to brown both sides. Now that our chicken is browned on both sides, we're going to add the mixture that we made earlier. And also for this recipe, it says 2 cups of fresh sliced mushrooms. Now I didn't use mushrooms. Big Daddy doesn't like those, but you can certainly use those if you would like. Once the mixture's boiling, you cover it, let it simmer for 20 minutes. Remove the chicken, bring it to the liquid to a boil. Let it boil until it's reduced to your desired thickness. And then we served ours on rice with fried okra on the side. It was easy to make and it had a delicious taste. This bourbon chicken with broccoli was fantastic. However, I messed it up, so I'm going to save you from doing the same. The first thing I did was cut these chicken thighs into bite-sized pieces, which was what was on the ingredient list, and neglected to read in the directions that you are supposed to toss the chicken pieces with cornstarch, salt and pepper before putting it into the skillet. I did save it and I'll show you at the end, but definitely do that step because that way the chicken's going to be a little crunchy, whereas ours was not. After you cook the chicken, you take that out. We're going to heat up all the other ingredients, and this is the bourbon sauce. we're going to give this a good stir and bring this to a simmer. Now that it is at a simmer, we're going to return the chicken to the pot, and we're going to simmer everything for about 5 to 10 minutes, allowing the sauce to thicken and the chicken to absorb all the flavors. Now, being that I don't have the cornstarch on the chicken, it doesn't thicken, so I did a cornstarch slurry and I added that to it, and that thickened up the sauce nicely. Now, while this is doing its thing, you want to steam your broccoli until it's tender, and then you serve the bourbon chicken over rice with the steamed broccoli on the side, and then drizzle some of that sauce on top, and it is so good. I can't even imagine what it would be like if I actually did it correctly, and I am going to have it again. So you guys let me know if you try it. This one pot pasta is a super easy dinner to do when you don't have much time. First thing you're going to do is cook the Italian sausage and then remove any grease from the pan. I do apologize, the camera didn't turn on, but after you've got the sausage ready, you add in your marinara sauce, your pasta, your seasoning, your Italian seasoning, and 3 cups of water. You bring it to a simmer and simmer it for about 18 minutes or until your pasta's cooked and you're ready to go. If you need to add more water, you can do that too. This really tasted very good, had a wonderful flavor, so I hope you give this one a try. Super simple. Today, a delicious southern pork and rice, everything in one pan. First thing you're going to do is sprinkle the pork chops with a seafood seasoning. I use Kinder's seafood seasoning. You can use anything you have on hand. We're going to put these in oil, a little oil, and we're going to use a medium heat. We're going to brown these pork chops on both sides, and then we'll reduce the heat to low and let them cook until they're no longer pink in the center. I just used a meat thermometer to make sure they were done. Next, I'm going to go ahead and prep the peppers, the onions, and get the lid off the canned beans and the diced tomatoes so that everything's ready to go. So we remove the pork chops from the pot and just set them aside. We're going to add the pepper and onion to the skillet, cook and stir, probably for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to stir in the remaining seafood seasoning, the Worcestershire sauce, peas, tomatoes, rice, and broth, and bring everything to a boil. Just a reminder that in the description box below you'll find a link that will take you to a website where I have all the recipes in today's video listed with their ingredients and the directions. Now that we're boiling, we're going to go ahead and return the pork chops to the skillet. We're going to reduce the heat to a simmer and leave them covered, and then just make sure that your pork chops come to 145 degrees and just let them stand for about 5 minutes before serving. We absolutely loved this dish, and I hope you do too. Here are your ingredients. Thanks to everybody that was watching. We wish you a wonderful week. We'll see you again soon.